Here, we uncover the journeys behind the headlines, the artists behind the music, and the movements shaping global culture. From viral sensations and music revolutions to inspiring underdog stories, we explore how ordinary people create extraordinary impact. Every video dives deeper than the surface. We break down the history, the struggle, the turning points, and the moments that changed everything. Whether it's the rise of global stars, the power of fan communities, or cultural waves transforming the world, global discovery is where curiosity meets storytelling. So if you love discovering the stories behind success, the secrets behind viral moments, and the people changing the world one breakthrough at a time, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us on the journey. Because the next big story is waiting to be discovered. This is Global Discovery. In January 2026, a P-pop group from the Philippines did something many thought was impossible. They crossed 1 billion streams on Spotify. This wasn't just a win, it was a revolution. That same month, they walked into the 11th Wish Music Awards and didn't just win, they dominated, taking home a cascade of major awards that cemented their place at the very top. But this seismic shift didn't happen overnight. It was the result of years of struggle, a story of near failure, and the power of a secret weapon the music industry is only now starting to understand. So how did 5 artists, once on the verge of quitting, build an empire that now commands global attention? To get it, you have to go back to the beginning, to a time when the dream was just about dead. Before SB19 was a household name, Philippine pop music, or P-pop, was struggling to find its footing on the world stage. The Philippines has always been a nation of incredible performers, but the idea of a Filipino group hitting it big like Western or K-pop acts felt like a fantasy. The support and industry belief just weren't there. Into that world stepped 5 young men: Pablo, Josh, Stel, Ken, and Justin. They were brought together by a local subsidiary of a Korean entertainment company, Show BT Philippines, to create a new kind of Filipino idol group. The training was brutal. It was a direct import of the infamous K-pop trainee system, a soul-crushing routine of endless dance practices, vocal lessons, and physical conditioning. Members were expected to run through dance routines up to 30 times a day, aiming for 1,000 reps before a song was considered ready. It was a system designed to create diamonds, but it demanded immense sacrifice. Many trainees dropped out, unable to handle the physical and financial pressure of training for years with no income. In October 2018, the 5 remaining members debuted as SB19 with their first single, a ballad called Tilaluha. They chose a heartfelt Tagalog song, hoping to connect with a local audience. What they got was silence. The song flopped. They promoted it relentlessly, streaming live to tiny audiences and playing small gigs. But the breakthrough they needed never came. The market was skeptical, and many wrote them off as just another imitation. The weight of that failure was crushing. After pouring years of their lives into this dream, they were facing the reality that it was all for nothing. They were on the brink of disbanding. Josh has talked about how hard it is for performers to make a living in the country, and the insane stress of their training. The group had a serious talk, agreeing that their next song would be their last shot. If it failed, it was over. The dream would die. It was from that cliff edge of failure that they poured everything they had, their pain, their story, their hope, into one final song. Facing the end of their careers, SB19 channeled all their desperation into their next single, Go Up. Released on July 26, 2019, the song was basically their life story set to music. The lyrics, written by leader Pablo, were all about their hardships and their burning desire to rise above it all. They called it their last shot. They filmed the video, promoted it as best they could, but just like their debut, the initial reaction was lukewarm. It seemed their fate was sealed. Then, on September 2nd, 2019, something happened. A K-pop fan on Twitter posted the group's dance practice video for Go Up. The tweet was simple, expressing surprise at a Filipino group trained by a Korean company, and noting that the performance was impressive with no cringe at all. That one post lit the fuse. Overnight, the video just exploded. It was shared all over Twitter and Facebook, pulling in millions of views. People who had never heard of SB19 were suddenly hooked. What they saw wasn't just a dance practice. It was a raw display of years of relentless training. The synchronization was insane. Every move, sharp, precise, and perfectly in unison. But beyond the skill, you could feel the passion. You could see the hunger in their eyes. The video was living proof of the group's motto: practice will never betray you. This wasn't just a viral moment, it was a resurrection. The Go Up dance practice pulled SB19 back from the brink. It finally got the public's attention and proved there was an audience for this. But more importantly, it was the moment that the most powerful force in SB19's journey started to form. The people sharing that video and defending the group in comment sections weren't just casual viewers. They were the foundation of what would become one of the most dedicated fan bases in modern music. They were the beginning of ATN. With Go Up going viral, SB19 finally had momentum. But to turn a viral hit into a career, they needed an army. On November 2nd, 2019, during a celebratory Facebook Live, the group gave their fans an official name, ATN. The name was genius, pronounced 18. It symbolizes the number right before 19, meaning before SB19, there was 18. In Filipino, ATN means ours. It was a powerful statement. Their journey, their success, their struggles, it was all a shared experience. But to call ATN just a fan base is a huge understatement. They're more like a volunteer army, a highly organized force that has acted as the group's shadow marketing team and PR firm. When radio stations wouldn't play their music, ATN organized massive streaming parties on Spotify and YouTube, basically creating their own airwaves. These weren't just fans, they were activists, and their power goes way beyond streaming. They are masters of online engagement, dominating countless fan-voted awards. They famously won Billboard's Fan Army Face-Off for 3 consecutive years, starting in 2023, even tying the all-time record for most wins. These victories were a testament to their incredible organization, proving they could out-mobilize the fan bases of some of the world's biggest artists. Maybe the most visible display of their power is in fan-funded projects. ATN have pooled their own money to fund massive digital billboards in iconic locations, including New York's Times Square. These campaigns, driven entirely by fans, gave the group global exposure that would normally cost a record label a fortune. This fan-powered ecosystem is even divided into houses for each member, creating layers of community and friendly competition that fuels the entire fandom's engagement. ATN didn't just support SB19. They built an empire around them, tweet by tweet and stream by stream. Speaking of ATN, their dedication is legendary. If you're part of the fandom, share your favorite ATN moment or a story of how you discovered the group in the comments below. We want to hear the stories that the charts and billboards don't tell. If Go Up was the spark and ATN was the engine, then Gento was the global explosion. Released in May 2023, Gento was a game changer. The song was a powerful mix of hip-hop and rock, built on a clever wordplay of the Filipino ganito, like this, and Gento, gold, representing success forged from pressure. It was a bold declaration of who they were, kicking off their pagtatag, or establishment era. Almost immediately, Gento took over social media, especially TikTok. The song's insane choreography sparked a viral dance challenge that crossed borders. It wasn't just ATN participating. The challenge was picked up by people worldwide, including, most importantly, K-pop idols from major groups. This was huge. It was a digital bridge connecting P-pop to a massive built-in audience that appreciated high-level performance. This viral success quickly turned into real, industry-recognized achievements. In June 2023, Gento debuted at number 8 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales Chart. This wasn't some social media poll. This was a sales chart reflecting actual purchases by an international audience. For a Filipino group to chart in a space usually dominated by K-pop was a massive signal that they had broken through. Forbes even covered the achievement, noting that SB19 was likely the first Filipino band to reach that specific chart. Gento was the proof. The foundation built by ATN provided the launchpad. The years of brutal training were visible in every perfect move. The song's confident, unique sound showed their growth as artists. Gento proved SB19 wasn't just a local phenomenon. They were creators of a genuine global hit, and the world was finally paying attention. The momentum from Gento carried SB19 straight into the most decisive month of their career. The years of groundwork finally paid off in a spectacular way in January 2026, a month where their success became so undeniable that the global music industry had no choice but to take notice. First, the streaming milestone. By mid-January, SB19 officially blew past 1 billion streams on Spotify across all their credits. The World Music Awards posted a congratulatory message, calling them the most streamed Philippine boy band in Spotify history. The hashtag to SB19B million Spotify streams trended globally as ATN celebrated another huge win. The group posted their thanks, saying, "We did this together, and we're just getting started." Just as that news was breaking, another coronation was happening back home. At the 11th Wish Music Awards on January 11, 2026, SB19 asserted their total dominance. They walked away with a stunning 5 major awards: Wish-Clusive Pop Performance of the Year for Damn, Wish-Clusive Ballad Performance of the Year for Time, Wish Pop Song of the Year for Dunka, and Wish Song Collaboration of the Year for Uma Aligid, with pop royalty Sarah Geronimo. To top it off, they also won the fan-voted Wisher's Choice Award. It was a powerful statement from their home country's music industry, formally acknowledging what ATN knew all along. SB19 is in a league of their own. That billion-stream milestone and the awards sweep weren't an ending. They were a new beginning. SB19 is currently in the middle of their most ambitious project yet, a trilogy of eras titled Pagsibo, Germination, Hagtatag, Establishment, and Simula at Wakas, Beginning and End. This whole journey is set to peak with a massive homecoming concert finale on April 18, 2026, at the SMDC Festival Grounds, an event perfectly titled Wakas at Simula, The End and the Beginning. The group teased the concert with a line that captures their entire story. Daming sakuna, di ininda, andito na tayo sa wakas. After so many hardships, which we endured, we are finally here. What SB19 has done is bigger than just success for 5 guys. They've kicked down the door for Filipino music on the world stage and created a blueprint for how talent, hard work, and a powerful bond with fans can rewrite the rules. They've given P-pop a new identity, one defined by world-class performance and cultural pride. Their story leaves us with one thrilling question. If this is what they accomplished when no one was watching, what will they do now that they have the world's attention? One thing is for sure, SB19 is just getting started.